Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve. I am a psychic, a medium, an energy healer, and an artist. And on this channel, I am exploring many spiritual concepts. I'm doing a series of videos about the tarot, and this is my second video, which is going to be all about the energy of the number five and how it relates to the tarot. So you may have heard of Bashar. He gave us five laws of creation. And the fifth law, which corresponds to the number five, is the law of change. The only constant is change. And the number five energy is all about change, clearing, creation, expansion, and growth. So today's video is going to be looking at how the number five appears in the tarot. And I'm going to give you a live channeling reading of the cards that feature the number five in the tarot. So the first card featuring the number five in the tarot is the number five of the major arcana, and that is the card for the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the male counterpart to the High Priestess. The Hierophant is basically the High Priest. And like all men, he's really good at sorting out problems, solving problems, getting things done, and managing change. So today, when you are receiving this card is asking you to tune into your male energy. Maybe you are a male, and that's easy. Or maybe you're a female and you're asked to move a little more to the male side today and get things done. Manage changes that are going on in your life. Maybe you need to contact a government body. Maybe you need to pay your bills. Maybe you need to get some type of service arranged. Maybe you need to take care of business in your household, in your health, in your workplace. At some level, this card is always asking us to take care of things, to step into responsibility. This card also has an aspect of benevolence about it because the Hierophant, as the High Priest, is representing the church, spiritual authority. So this card is also about benevolent help coming from outside sources to assist you. It may be a male figure in your life who is helping you to sort out some problems, to get things in order. This card, even more so than the Justice card, is all about law and order, managing change, getting help, seeking help, receiving help, being helped, and maybe also being the one who is doing the helping, who is helping others, who is putting your energy into the greater good. But this card is always asking us to get on top of our problems, to be a problem solver, to manage change. The second card in the tarot that has the energy of the number five is the Temperance card. Temperance is actually the 14th card, and 1 and 4 is 5. So Temperance is also about time. It's about the time needed, that things take time, that things are in a process, not to rush, not to jump into action, but to consider things, to reflect, to marinate in things, to allow things to go according to the process and the timeline that is for the highest good of all involved, and also for your highest good. How often have we looked back and realized that there was a point in our life where we wished something would happen? We wanted something to happen right now, and now, and then it didn't happen, and we were really disappointed. But then we look back and we see, well, actually, it really wasn't the right time for that to happen. And actually, it's probably going to have a better result if it happens at another point in time where we have changed, where we are more a match to what it is that we're wanting. So it's more likely to actually happen with positive outcomes. So if you're seeing this card today, it is inviting you to allow changes to happen in the timing that is right for all involved, to have faith that Source Code Creator is guiding you and ensuring that you are in the right place on every level, emotional, psychological, spiritual, physical, to be able to actually receive the change you're asking for and for that to have an overall positive effect in your life. And to have patience, to take a step back, to be moderate, to be thoughtful, and to relax. Now we're going to come to all of the number 5 cards in the various suits. So the first card I'm pulling today is the 5 of Cups, which is the card of disappointment. And it's worth noting that in all of the suits in the minor arcana, the number 5 is associated with negative situations, with unwanted situations. Changes often bring about uncomfortable growing pains, and the energy of change is often quite a confrontational energy. It is often asking us to let go of things that are not for our highest good, and that creates disappointment in life. But as you can see in this card, whilst 3 cups are actually tipped over and the water signifying the joy, positive emotion, has run out of the cups onto the dry ground. 2 cups remain upstanding, indicating that even though this is a disappointing outcome for you in some aspect of your life, there is still reason to be happy, to have hope, and to persevere, knowing that your dreams really will come true in the right timing. So allow changes, even emotionally difficult changes, to roll over you. Go with the flow. Allow the emotion to flow from you. Allow your disappointment to flow as tears, as grief. Allow that emotion to come out so that you make room for your cups to be filled up with brighter, happier outcomes in the future. The 5 of Wands is the card of conflict, fighting, and that's a process of change. It's a highly intensive process. When we have conflicts with people, it's never nice. It's always taxing emotionally and maybe in all other ways as well. And in this card, people are fighting openly. They're actually having a physical fight. And most of the conflicts that we have are not of such an overt physical nature. Most of the conflicts we have are operating more in the mental and the emotional realm. But just know that when you are going through a conflict, this too will pass. It is a process which tells you that something is really important to you. So, in any type of conflict, it's always good to ask yourself, what is it that I'm really fighting for? What is it that I really want? And maybe this conflict situation is helping you actually see how important something is to you. Maybe you're fighting over something that represents something that's important to you. And then it's really important to know, what is it that this thing that's so important to me represents, that is the real importance in my life? And can I achieve my goal in another way? Confrontations are always draining. So if you're going through confrontation, always allow yourself a period of rest and recuperation and reflection afterwards so that you really understand and can absorb some of the lessons and some of the wisdom from what is otherwise a pretty unwanted situation. The Five of Swords. In this card, we actually see loss. There are losers. There is a winner. The winner has taken his sword and somebody else's sword, and the losers are walking away with their swords on the ground. So, Five of Swords is always a really negative card that we don't want to see. We don't want to be the loser, but maybe you are also the winner who has won at the expense of somebody else. Maybe this win has come at a huge cost of relationships that were important to you. But because we're looking at the energy of the number five, this card also represents changing ideas. Thoughts are represented by the suit of swords, that is the mental realm. So in this card, we're seeing thoughts actually changing, beliefs changing. What you thought was right, what you fought for because you thought it was right, might end up actually not being correct. So let's be open to having our views change. Let's be open to being wrong. Let's be open to seeing things from somebody else's point of view. And let's be open to accepting that there is more than one way to see a situation and that all points of view are valid in their own way. So if you're getting this card today, be open to seeing another person's point of view. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, being the idea of wealth or assets. And in this card, we have the idea of poverty. The people in the foreground here who are lame, they are cold, they don't have enough clothes, they don't have money. One of them is looking extremely thin. These people are out in the snow, in the cold, and they're doing it really tough. But from inside of the church, a nice, cozy, warm light shines through the windows with the five coins there, indicating that there is help to be had. Maybe you are receiving this card because you're being called to give help to somebody in need. And maybe you are receiving this card because you are the one in need, you are in poverty, or you are lacking in resources in some way. Maybe you're lacking in friends. Maybe you're lacking in connections, people you can trust to share your feelings with. This can represent lack on any level, not only poverty. But remember the energy of the number five. Five is all about change, and this card is asking us to change our situation of lack. Go inside of the church that is offering you support, a roof over your head, food, clothing, blankets, etc. Go out and receive the help that is all around you. Change your thinking out of the paradigm of lack and into the paradigm of abundance, that there is an abundance of goodwill in the world, that you don't have to suffer alone, and watch what the universe delivers to you to help you out. So that was my video for today about the number five relating to the tarot and all of the cards of the tarot that feature the number five, the energy of change, creation, clearing, growth, and expansion. I hope this has helped you today, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.